I was born in a neighborhood called Melrose Park, which is in Fort
Mhm.
Lauderdale. So like sort of a rough area or whatever. So my story starts at, I would say, at 7 years old is when, well, really where it starts for me, what I remember. My brother, my older brother, he was 12. After years of being bullied in elementary school for being overweight, he took his life. He committed suicide. And at 12 years old, he hung himself. That was my introduction and my first experience with mourning a loss and suffering grief and meeting tragedy. And it also caused me to rebel, to lash out, because this was my big brother, and we had a great bond, and I would look for this big brother, you know um feeling and mentor in the wrong places. So I started hanging out with the big brothers in the neighborhood, committing crimes and whatnot, up until I was 12 years old, when I was arrested for committing a crime, for breaking into a building, burglary. So when I did that, I was still a good student at school, still getting on an honor roll, but just doing dumb stuff out with the guys. And in when I got arrested, I was fortunate. I was granted an opportunity to go into a diversion program where they divert you out the criminal justice system and try to, get you on the right track. And if you complete some set of conditions, your record is, not sealed, but they drop the charges essentially. And that's what happened. In this diversion program, in this teen court program, I met this judge, and this judge really lit a fire under me and talked about, how bright I was, the future I could have, and, and how I needed to make a fundamental change at that moment. And in that moment, I decided that day I wanted to be like that judge. I wanted to become an attorney. And that's what changed my life, man. And that's what changed my life. I literally set on my path to become an attorney, did everything that I had to do. In fact, I even majored in pre-law when I went to UCF. I then went to law school at FSU, joined the mock trial team. And then my first job out of law school was at the office that granted me diversion like 12 or 13 years before, which was at the state attorney's office in Broward County. So I worked there for 2 years at the state attorney's office and had like that full circle moment of being given diversion, being, almost being prosecuted by the office, to now starting in their juvenile division. So that's my story of becoming a lawyer.